and you're listening to WQKE LP 93.9 FM out of Plattsburgh, New York. Today is your 3 o'clock sports report with Desmond and Liam. Desmond, how is your rainy Monday afternoon?
It's raining. It was not raining when I got here.
It's raining pretty hard. For those who have been following the show, you know Desmond's definitely into cards. Desmond's pulling me to the dark side today. We opened 2 boxes of cards. Desmond, what do you think our best pull was today?
In terms of value, I don't even remember the guy's name anymore. Let me look at my eBay search so I can.
And just look at the picture you took of it.
Oh yeah, that makes sense too. So we opened up 2 boxes, both baseball. One is 2021 Elite. What do they call it? Elite Extra Edition. Minor League Baseball has like 25 cards, 8 autographs, 2 patches, and the other was a 2020 Topps Jumbo box, like 420 cards, 2 patches, and autograph. I'd say the best one we got was Peyton Wilson patch auto to 5. I don't know how much it's worth, but just considering that's to 5, and
that means it's 5 of 5.
Yeah, that means that of that specific card, there's only 5 of them.
Yeah, and I believe he's in the top 15 of the Royals, I believe we figured
Royals,
it out. Prospect. We got a couple other different pulls. I think my thoughts on cards is I like those boxes a lot better than like the 420 card box. Like that's just too much. It's like fun and gimmicky.
Like
it's fun and gimmicky for sure, but like the ones that give you value, I feel like are extra fun to open. They give the stakes.
I enjoy opening up a ton of them as opposed to opening up a small amount and getting like 5 cards of value. I'd rather open up 11 billion cards. I don't know.
Yeah, it was definitely a very fun experience. Something that we will, as we proceed through our collegiate years, we'll be doing a lot, and so we plan to keep you guys updated on cards. But let's transition into some sports action. Today's Crew Neck Monday, by the way, for people who are keeping up. Yeah, it is. I got a Lake George Crew Neck on.
I have my Allen Iverson one on that.
One we've seen quite a few times on the sports report.
It's comfy.
So let's talk about football. We did our mock draft. Now let's do a draft breakdown.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows at this point, but the NFL draft occurred from Thursday to Saturday.
Yep.
And
my birthday, by the way.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Anyways,
not Friday.
Anyways, so we'll just go through quick, give each pick of the first round a grade. Start off with the first overall pick. A little shocker to me. The Jaguars took Trayvon Walker. I'll give this like a B or a B+.
I'd say B+.
I believe in his upside, but when you have multiple other proven edge rushers, I really only mean 2. That would be in consideration for the 1 pick. When you have 2 guys who are very proven in Aiden Hutchinson and Kayvon Thibodeau, and you take a guy that's more of a risk, yeah, if he develops like people think he will he be worth the number 1 overall pick? Yeah, probably. But if you're a team like the Jaguars, I either go with the proven guy or an offensive lineman to help your quarterback. But I'd probably go B+.
I think that Walker, as I read when reading about him, and especially what NFL wrote, NFL described him as a Swiss Army knife on defense.
How?
I'll just read this. Walker's a Swiss Army knife with the capacity to play anywhere along the line from nose tackle to edge rusher.
Yeah, but he's only good at one of them.
Well, I mean,
he's a bull rusher, and that's it.
We're not doing another Trayvon Walker rant. If you want a Trayvon Walker rant,
go back. It's just an analysis.
Go back a couple episodes on our YouTube page.
Watching him play is not really that impressive. He just has the physicals, which is what teams are banking on. Anyways,
so, let's go to the next pick. Which, by the way, the Jaguars pick took them like 5 minutes. The Lions pick literally took them 20 seconds.
Yeah, because they were probably going to take whoever didn't go first. But with the second pick, they took Aiden Hutchinson. Great pick.
Yeah,
I mean, from Michigan.
From Michigan, yeah.
From Michigan.
Also, they had a great draft.
Lions. They did.
They had a phenomenal draft.
So did the Jaguars. But
a lot of teams had really good drafts. Third, I think this was the biggest. I think this was a bigger reach than Trayvon Walker.
I laughed at this one. Number 3 of the Texans taking Derek Stingley. I'd go like a C.
I'd say a C because of the pick behind him.
Yeah, I think Derek Stingley will be decent. It's just I'm not as high on him as a lot of other people. And, again, in my opinion, he's not even the number 1 corner in the class. And they have a lot more issues than their secondary that they should have addressed.
Yeah, he gets picked, and I literally yelled at my TV, he's not even the best corner in the draft, because At 4th overall, the Jets took Sauce Gardner, who I thought should have been the Texans' pick if they were insistent on going corner.
That's an A pick right there.
Such a good pick.
They need secondary very badly. They got the best corner in the draft. They addressed the position of need and did it well.
5. This was a really smart play by the Giants, again, because when this happened, I was like, I'm a little confused here, but now I understand what they were doing.
I understood it right at like 5 seconds after because I was like, okay,
well,
none of the top tackles are taken. They're going to see what the Panthers do and then take either Ekwonu or Neal because they didn't want to miss out on Thibodeau because likely if they drafted one of the linemen first, the Panthers would have taken Thibodeau from them. Then the Giants would have been in an interesting predicament. So at that point, you take the edge rusher that you want, and then you have no problem deciding between Neal and Ekwonu. And as we're about to say, after I give my grade of an A of the Giants taking Thibodeau,
yep.
The Panthers took Ikem Ekwonu, 6 overall. I'd go A.
Good pick.
They need
a physical specimen.
They need a run blocker. They got arguably the best run blocking tackle in the draft class, so I'd give that an A. They needed a tackle. They got a run blocker.
Is this one of the first times in history that all 5 of the first picks were defensive players?
Yes, it was the first time it's happened since like the 90s.
Yeah, because I know 4 were in 91. I don't know. I'd have to go deeper into that. So 7, Evan Neal. I think the Giants originally wanted Neal. Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah,
but over Ekwonu.
Of course. That's A+. The biggest position in need on the team before this was right tackle. They fixed that with arguably the best player in the draft, let alone best tackle in the draft.
And now you got to understand, they basically, not to interrupt you, they traded Justin Fields, essentially. Now, if you can look at the picks. They
traded the 11th pick, which ended up being Justin Fields, for Kadarius Toney, Evan Neal, and Daniel Bellinger, I think, yeah.
Good trade.
Yeah.
8. This is a pick I was not a huge fan of.
I laughed.
The Falcons took Drake London.
Over Garrett Wilson, over Chris Olave, over Jameson Williams. I give it a C. I'd give it higher if they drafted a different receiver, but I'll give it like a C to a C plus to a B.
I wish the teams would have to publish a report after on why they pick certain players, because this is one.
Well, I could see why. I could see why they would take Drake London. It's just, in my opinion, I'd rather have guys like Garrett Wilson or Jameson Williams. But
just keep going.
9. Charles Cross, A to an A+, because again, their offensive line has been very bad for a very long time. So now you're getting rid of Russell Wilson for a younger quarterback in Drew Lock. You're finally getting a tackle to put opposite of Dwayne Brown, even though Dwayne Brown is up there in age. Charles Cross, in my opinion, has the highest floor as a pass blocker in the entire draft. So it's definitely good to get a good pass blocking right tackle for your new quarterback. So I go to like A to an A+.
I think it was a good pick. I mean, like I said, A. I mean, I don't think we can go wrong with either 3 of the linemen picked in the top 10. So 10, Garrett Wilson, great pick. A, easily an A.
Yeah, I would 100% go A. In my opinion, biggest floor in the draft out of the receivers. I like him a lot. Jets obviously need a receiver because right now their receiving core is like Corey Davis. I don't even think they have Keelan Cole or whoever they had. They had either Keelan Cole or Day-Day Westbrook. I can't remember which one they had. I know it was a former Jaguars guy. And then like Elijah Moore. They obviously need more help with the receiving core, and they did that. So I'd go like A to A+. Up next, the 11th pick, the Saints traded up and took Chris Olave. I'd give this like a B+ to an A.
They needed a receiver. So.
Yeah, obviously they needed a receiver. I'd rather have Jameson Williams, but I'm not going to complain about taking Chris Olave, so I'd go B to a B+.
Yep, I can get down with that.
Up next, another trade. The Lions jumped in front of the Eagles to take Jameson Williams out of Alabama. I'd give this an A to an A+. Jameson Williams, I said multiple times, I believe is the highest floor or highest ceiling.
He's fast.
Out of anyone, out of the receivers in this draft class. I think he has the potential to be the best receiver out of all these guys. The Lions need receivers. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have DJ Chark, and now they have Jameson Williams. So I'd go A to A+. I
like that pick a lot. Or right when it happened, I'm like, good move, Lions. Next, this is the pick I wasn't the biggest fan of.
Looking at it now, I love the pick. But at the time, I was hysterically laughing because at the time, we all thought the Eagles were trading up for a receiver just to get hosed by both the Saints and the Lions. But then it turns out that later in the draft, they ended up trading for A.J. Brown, so it really didn't matter. But up next, we have the Eagles taking Jordan Davis, a big defensive tackle who had an amazing combine out of Georgia. Obviously, this is their intended replacement for Fletcher Cox because he, I believe, is not necessarily old. I think he's only like 32, 33, but he's on a one-year deal, and they're talking about trading him last season, so this is probably their replacement.
He's got some issues, though. I do.
Who?
Davis. Like, Davis really can't, we'll talk about it a different day. He's got, like, you watch, I didn't realize this until they were talking about it at the draft. This guy can't play that many plays in a row. But I don't know if is that common amongst
their system.
Is that common amongst? Never mind.
It is because he's more of a run stopper than a pass rusher.
Yeah.
But if he it's like Trayvon Walker. If he develops, he's probably going to be one of the best defensive tackles in the entire NFL. Anyways, I'd give it like a B to a B plus.
Say a B.
Yeah. Up next, we have
A.
The Ravens taking Kyle Hamilton at Notre Dame. I'd probably go with an A as well.
This is so, like, not to interrupt you, this is so dumb how Kyle Hamilton fell that far.
It's just because these teams didn't, like the Eagles don't really need a safety. They kind of do, but they kind of don't. The Lions could have taken him, but they needed a receiver. Saints definitely don't need a receiver. A safety. Jets don't really need a safety. Seahawks don't really need a safety. Falcons could use one, but again, receivers more of a pressing issue. Same with the Giants with both of their picks. Panthers don't need a safety. Jets don't need a safety again. Texans could use a safety, but again, more pressing issues.
Yeah.
It's just
I think it was a combination of that, and they talked about how his speed at the combine was concerning.
Yeah, but
whatever.
Who cares about the 40-yard dash? We've seen Odell looked like one of the fastest guys I've ever watched in his prime, and he ran like a 4.5, 4.6 in the combine. Stuff like that doesn't matter.
No, it does, especially at safety.
Yeah.
You don't really. I don't know.
But Baltimore has been in desperate need of a top safety for a while, and they get, without a doubt, the best one in the class. I think he has the potential to be a top safety in the league right out the gate.
Oh, I agree.
He can do it all. He's a great player. And then up next, another pick that the Texans made that made me laugh. Taking Kenyon Green out of Texas A&M. Mute my mic quick, I got a cough.
So, yeah, I mean, this was a bit of a stretch, I would say.
So Kenyon Green, I was very high on him before the season started, and then he didn't have a very good season. He's the most versatile player in the draft. He's played snaps at every single position on the line. But the way I look at it is just because you've played them a lot of positions doesn't mean you're good. He did not have particularly good snaps at tackle. He's a very good guard, though. I'll give him that. He has a lot to work on, though. And just the number, it's a reach. You know, with Zion Johnson still on the board, Trevor Penning still on the board as much as I don't like him that much, there's no reason to take a guard who has quite a lot of issues that high.
Let's keep on.
So I give it like a C+. Up next, we have the Washington Commanders. After their trade, they traded back with the Saints, and they ended up taking Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. I'd give this a C+ to a B. I mean, they did kind of need a receiver, but I don't know if taking Jahan Dotson that high is really the move. I don't know.
This was where it became really murky with the receivers.
I would have much rather liked them taking Zion Johnson because they need a guard after losing Brandon Scherf. But up next, the Chargers taking Zion Johnson out of Boston College.
Pick.
I'd give that like an A. They
that was
need
a
a
good
guard.
pick.
He's, in my opinion, the best guard in the draft. He's going to be the best guard in the draft. I give that like an A. Up next, we have the Titans, who got this pick from the A.J. Brown trade and immediately drafted his replacement in Traylon Burks. I mean, obviously they have a lot of cap issues, so they couldn't really afford to keep A.J. Brown. So for the sake of trading a receiver and getting a receiver like Traylon Burks, I'll give it like an A.
I like this.
A B+ to an A.
His legit NFL comparison is A.J. Brown. It's so funny.
Yeah. Up next, we have the Saints taking Trevor Penning. I give it like I've said they needed a tackle, and I did have them taking Trevor Penning in my mock, but just because of how worried I am about Trevor Penning, I'll give it like a B to a B+ because he has a lot of issues that concern me. But I think at the end of the day, you're getting a big physical tackle who has a lot of upside. It's just he's going to take time to reach that upside.
Mm.
Up next, Steelers taking Kenny Pickett out of Pittsburgh.
Only quarterback taken in the
I'm giving
first
it a
and
C-
second round.
because I'm not high on Kenny Pickett at all. And if you're going to sign someone like Trubisky, you can't sign someone like Trubisky and then say you're taking Pickett because he's the most NFL ready quarterback. Because then you're either overpaying Trubisky to be a backup or wasting a player like Kenny Pickett's time. That's why if you sign someone like Trubisky, you take a player like Malik Willis, who you want to give more time to develop. That way he can sit behind Trubisky, learn the game, and then if Trubisky sucks or gets hurt, he'll be ready to go.
I don't think. I don't know. I feel like scouts saw Malik Willis different than NFL fans saw Malik Willis.
Well, I see Malik Willis as a really smart quarterback with a huge arm and mobility.
Yeah,
and he's very good in a simple one-read system, which is what most rookies go through. Give him time to develop; he will be better than any quarterback in this class. Up next, we have the Chiefs. I think they traded up, taking Trent McDuffie out of Washington. I'd give this an A. They've desperately needed defensive backs for a while. They take what I'd say is probably without a doubt the third best corner in the class behind Stingley and Gardner. Yeah,
I was not keen on the Patriots trading this pick away.
No, because they needed a lot of positions. Oh boy, up next, the Packers
was your favorite pick
taking
in the draft.
Quay Walker out of Georgia. I'm giving this an F. I'm giving it an F. He's a second to third round talent. And with Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean, who fell, but regardless, he's still better than Quay Walker. With Devin Lloyd, Leo Chenal, all these guys that are better than Quay Walker still being available, and you still decide to take him, that's a terrible draft. They also don't really need linebackers. I don't understand why they thought it would be a good idea to draft one when you have a lot of other pressing needs, like receiver, even though they did address that in the second round, but still. Up next, we have the Bills taking Khair Elam out of Florida.
I think they traded for that pick, right?
Yes. I'll give this like a B+ to an A because they desperately needed a good corner. Well, not desperately because like Teron Johnson's not bad. They need another corner.
Yeah.
They need a second corner to put behind Tre'Davious White, who's obviously one of, if not the best corners in the entire league. Up next, Cowboys. Tyler Smith out of Tulsa.
See, I hate this pick. I don't like the Cowboys.
If I'm them in this situation, trade out of the first round. Get more value, take Tyler Smith early in the second round. Like here, you have like the Jets trading back in. You have the Jaguars who also traded back in. At that point, trade back with one of them, get out of the first round, and take Tyler Smith in the second round because that's where he would have been. He might have even been available in the third round.
No, it's also the Cowboys, again, picking someone who loves to draw penalties, which is so perfect for their offensive line, which is notorious for drawing penalties last year. But we'll keep going.
Up next, the Jets taking Jermaine... No. The Ravens taking Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. A+, best center in the draft, going to be a generational talent. Not much else to say. Putting him on a line that already features Kevin Zeitler, Ronnie Stanley, who's one of the best tackles in the NFL. They're just putting together, again, a very, very good offensive line.
The Ravens had such a good draft.
Yeah, they did great. Up next, now we have the Jets taking Jermaine Johnson out of FSU. I'm not very high on him. But for the value of which he had at the time of the draft and the Jets trading back in, I'll give it like a B.
I'd say a B
to an A.
Picking him up at 26.
For the value, I'll give it an A.
Yeah, and
for the pure value. But for how I feel on Jermaine Johnson, I'll give it a B.
I do think also that I read that their GM had been trying to trade for Jermaine Johnson for 6 picks.
Yeah. Up next, we have the Jaguars trading back into the first round to take Devin Lloyd out of Utah. That's an A+. He's the best linebacker, most versatile linebacker in the entire class. You're taking what you lost in Myles Jack and replacing him with Devin Lloyd and eventually Chad Muma, who that's like 2 out of my top 3 linebackers in the whole class. So I'd say they did quite well on that end. Up next, the Packers taking Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia. I'll give it a C. You already have Kenny Clark. Yeah, you could use a backup, like a nice guy to put next to Kenny Clark, but at the end of the day, there are way more pressing needs on your roster than a defensive tackle. So that's where I'll put that. I'll give it a C.
They need to hire people, man.
Oh, boy. Up next, the Patriots taking Cole Strange.
I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about it, and you know why.
I'm going to give it an F, because at the end of the day, I do not care how good he ends up being, because there are a lot of issues with him. He was a 3rd to 4th round talent, and you are taking him in the first round. There is no other way to look around that. Because, maybe he does end up being good. It does not matter because there are still guys like Karlaftis who they could have used, Logan Hall who they could have used, a guy like Christian Watson in the second round. The Patriots did not have a very good draft, in my opinion, to just sum it up. I don't like the moves they made at all, especially in the later rounds.
I will tell you this right now. I don't ever judge the Patriots on their draft.
They had one good and weird pick with Kyle Duggar, and even then, he's good at best.
They do this every year where they're controversial draft wise, and then the players.
Okay, and how many times has it worked out besides Kyle Duggar? They took Chase Vinovich in the first round. He's not even on the team anymore.
Tom Brady. Just kidding. We'll keep going.
Oh yeah, back in 2000.
Just kidding.
Before that.
Just kidding. Let's keep going.
Anyways, up next, the Chiefs. George Karlaftis out of Purdue. I'm giving this an A+. Karlaftis, I don't know why. I can see why he fell because I'll be honest, I'm not very high on him. I didn't really want the Giants to take him back when he was projected to be a top 10 pick. But again, it's like Jermaine Johnson. For the value he has, taking him at 30, I'll give it an A. But as a player, I'll give it like a B.
I think an A, too, because you got to account for the Chiefs' needs, too. The Chiefs had another really underrated draft.
Up next, the Bengals took Daxton Hill out of Michigan, a safety. I'm going to give this like a B to C+ to a B.
It's okay.
Because you have Von Bell, you have Jesse Bates, you have they have another good safety behind Von Bell. The point is you don't need another safety. There are more pressing needs on the roster. But I think Daxton Hill is a very good talent, and I like him as a player, so I'll give him that. Up next, we have the Vikings taking Louis Cine out of Georgia, another safety. I don't like this pick. I like Louis Cine a lot, but I don't like this pick because you have a good safety in I literally just had his name in my mind, but Harrison Smith. You have a very good safety in Harrison Smith. You don't have corners. You need corners very, very badly. Take him instead.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think it was overall not the worst first round I've ever seen. A really entertaining first round.
Yeah,
very
especially
dramatic.
a lot of trades.
Very dramatic first round. Like I said, I think the teams that did the best were the Ravens, obviously, and the Ravens picked well in the later rounds. So did the Jets.
Yeah, the Ravens getting David Ojabo in the second was a huge pickup for them. Will he play in his first season? Probably not. But he is a very good project player for them to pick up and develop because they could use an edge rusher.
Absolutely.
But with that, I want to talk about the Giants draft for a little bit. I liked what they did. I know a lot of people had issues with the Wan'Dale Robinson pick. I'll say it like this. At the end of the day, it's like the Cole Strange. I think he has the potential to be great. Do I agree with taking a receiver? No. But I think he'll be great. But at the end of the day, you can't take him in the second round. He's a third to fourth round talent. He's going to be there. Take a more pressing need like Ed Ingram. We did end up addressing the guard issue in the third round, taking, I can never pronounce his name, he took a guard out of North Carolina who I like a lot. But I say overall we did good. The Giants ended up reaching on some picks that I didn't really like that much. But again, at the end of the day, I'll take it. I like the line. I will say I like the linebackers we took. I like Cordell Flott a lot. The only pick, there's two picks that I will say I did not like, and that would be the Wan'Dale Robinson pick. And it's not because of Wan'Dale. I like him as a player. I'm glad he's on the team, but it's just we don't need receivers that much, and he's not worth taking in the second round. And what was his name? Daniel Bellinger out of our tight end that we took out of San Diego State. I do understand that we've been in desperate need of a linebacker for quite some time now, but Isaiah Likely is on the board, man. I get Bellinger is a great tight end as a blocker, but I'd much rather have an elite receiver who's still a solid blocker than a great blocker that isn't much of a receiver. Especially with how dynamic of a player Isaiah Likely can be in the open field. He has the potential to come up. He's a dynamic player at tight end, something the Giants have not had for a while, which is weird to say considering we've had a player of Evan Ingram's skill on our team. But overall, I'd give the whole draft a B to a B+.
They had a really good first round.
Our first round warrants an A+ alone because we're taking two sure-shot superstars in positions of need, important positions in the NFL. But picks like Bellinger, picks like Wan'Dale in the second just kind of make me lose it. But I will say I like Micah McFadden and Darian Beavers, the two linebackers that we took. I like those guys a lot. I think they're probably going to be getting most of the reps that are second linebacker over Tate Crowder, at least I hope, because I don't want to watch another season of Tate Crowder at linebacker. That's all I have. You want to play a quick game of Weddle before we hit the NBA?
Tyrann Mathieu, did we?
Oh, yes. No, we did not. Tyrann Mathieu was announced today that he is signing with the Saints. I don't think the exact deal was announced.
They
but
said they're like waiting on an official deal, I believe. So.
yeah, I mean, he's obviously a top safety in the league. He had a bit of a down year last season, but it doesn't matter because he still has a talent.
He's on a rough defense.
And you add that to a defense that has, in the secondary, Marshawn Lattimore. I believe they signed Marcus May. Now you add Tyrann Mathieu to that. That's just making an already great defense even better. But
Absolutely.
with that, we'll play some Weddle. Start off like we always do with Daniel Jones. Okay, nothing.
AFC
Defense. No, it's normal, so it's only offense. So we'll look at A.J. Brown's and the Eagles now.
Let's go Derrick Henry then.
Yeah. Okay, so he's older.
Yeah, older than 28.
He's a receiver too, and he's in the AFC. Is it who am I thinking of here? Is it no? Because Tyreek Hill's like 5'8".
He's below 6'3" though. Oh, it's yellow.
Yeah, but so he's either 6'2" or 6'1".
Older than 28, not AFC South.
Emmanuel Sanders.
Ooh, good one.
Is he not available to choose? He's not.
No.
Stephon Diggs. All right, so we know he's a receiver.
Not AFC East either, so AFC West, AFC.
Is it? I think T.Y. Hilton's shorter than 6 foot, but let me just look up. Can't pick T.Y. Hilton. Okay. I think he's shorter, but is it Danny Amendola? Can't pick Danny Amendola. Okay. Is it who else? No one on the Jaguars is that old receiving wise.
What about on the Broncos?
No, we already did AFC. Oh, we didn't do AFC West. No, because they have like Jerry Jeudy.
Yep.
There are other guys like 26. And no one else.
I was thinking that other guy's name just wouldn't come to mind.
Cortland Sutton.
Yep, Cortland Sutton. Yep.
AFC. No one on the Chiefs because there's no more Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Mecole Hardman is nowhere near
Raiders.
that old. Raiders. No, because Deshaun Jackson's well older than 29 or 30.
Chargers.
Keenan Allen, maybe. Yep, Keenan Allen.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
That was a biggest game of process elimination.
Yeah. All right, go to hard mode. Andrew Thomas. So he's in the NFC, but that's all we have. So he's not in the NFC East, though, so we'll go over to the NFC North.
Oh, my.
With
this isn't good.
Justin Jefferson.
No, he's got to be on defense.
How do you know? Oh, yes. Yep. Harrison Smith.
Yep.
All right. Okay. That is actually helpful. So,
whoa, yellow on NFC North, so it's not that.
So it's either South or West.
He's 33 and he's 6'2".
And he's on defense. So we're likely looking at maybe a defensive lineman or linebacker. Is it Bobby Wagner? It might be Bobby Wagner.
Nope.
But it is a linebacker. So we're looking at a 6'2", 33-year-old linebacker in the NFC South. Who is in the NFC South? Oh, is it Levante David? I think it's Levante David. Nope. But it is in the NFC South. So, what other teams are in the NFC South? Bucks? Saints. It wouldn't be anyone that... Oh, is it...
Falcons.
Lee? Is it... Who am I thinking of? Falcons, it wouldn't be any linebacker on the Falcons.
What about the Panthers?
No, because their linebackers suck, and it's not. I think. Who am I thinking of? Deron Lee. How do I spell his name? Is that who I'm thinking of? Look up the Saint. Deron Lee. Is he the linebacker on the Saints? I think it might be him.
Deron Lee, football linebacker
for the Saints.
He's a free agent.
Oh, okay, so that's why it's not popping up. 33-year-old linebacker in the NFC South. Let's try like Deion Jones. I know he's only like 26, but okay. So not in the Falcons. So let's try.
Who are the Bucks linebackers?
Levante David, Devin White. Oh, is it Jason Pierre-Paul? because I forgot. Oh, is he a free agent? Yeah, he's a free
Must
agent.
be.
I was gonna say because if it's because they count outside linebackers too. Hassan Reddick isn't on the Panthers anymore. Who's the other outside linebacker?
So I just looked up Devin White just to see if it was the Bucs, and it's not the Bucs.
What do you mean? Devin White is on the Bucs.
No, it's not the Bucs. This player that we're saying.
Well, yeah, I know he's on. Devin White's like 24.
Well, no, I just looked him up to see if we could take out the Bucs.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with
It's
Saints, Falcons.
No, it's either it's the Panthers or the Saints. And
linebacker.
I don't know who it could be. Because it's not Jason Pierre-Paul. That was my. Because when they say linebacker, they mean like edge rushers too. Who was the other edge rusher they had besides? I might just type someone random on the Panthers just to see.
Cam Newton.
No, I'm not typing Cam Newton. I'll do
Sam Darnold.
Who am I thinking of? No.
Quan.
Dante Jackson.
Matt Corral.
No, he's on the Panthers, so it's on the
Saints.
Who are their edge rushers? Because I really have no idea. Let me type like maybe they count Cam Jordan as an out. Okay, well he's on the Saints, and we know he's a linebacker, so it's unless they might have signed a linebacker, but Deron Lee is a free agent. Am I thinking of the right guy?
Are you?
I know he's played for the Jet. Okay, so no, I'm thinking of the wrong player. I know the exact player right now. I know the exact player, but I have no idea what his name is right now. It's not Deron Lee.
I figured it out.
It's
I figured it out.
Who is it?
But I figured it out through illegally figuring it out.
Okay, well then hold on.
You're close.
I know exactly who it is. I know who it is. I just don't know his name right now. I literally have like the way I'm thinking about this right now is I'm looking at like the Trade Center and Madden franchise. I know he's a 91 overall on the Saints, but I don't know. I cannot remember his name right now.
Oh my goodness!
Why can't I remember his name? He's played for the Jets.
I just heard a stat for you. He played 99% of the Saints.
Yeah,
snaps.
I know exactly who it is. I just can't think of his name. Is his last name Lee?
No.
Am I tripping? Is not. His first name start with a D?
Yes.
I know. Yeah. It's
Last name starts with a D.
What? Oh. Just tell me. I'm not.
Demario Davis.
Yep, Demario Davis.
I knew that name too.
Yep, it's.
I don't
know why it took me so long to come up with his name because he's very good. But
all right, well,
at least we got it.
We'll hit with a quick break before. That was an interesting Weddle game.
Yeah, that was definitely a lot more difficult than I thought it would be.
We're sorry for the break. Quick pausage there. Whoa, that was rough.
Okay, all right.
Don't give me that look.
Just cut the mic.
All right, we're going to break. When we come back, basketball coverage. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Mute my mic quick.
What'd you say?
Mute my mic.
Sorry about that. We had another technical difficulty. My phone fell off. Very professional moment from. I'm not having a good run. Not having a good run right here. It stuttered, then my phone fell. Whatever. All right. So, quick announcement before we keep going here. Tomorrow or Wednesday's show will be at 2 o'clock instead of 3 o'clock, as there's just some scheduling issues. So definitely tune in to 93.9 at 2 o'clock to hear your Wednesday sport report. We're going to do our hockey playoff preview that day, even though hockey playoffs start today. So definitely going to want to tune in for that one. But let's talk about the other playoffs, basketball playoffs.
All right, so the second round begun starting yesterday, actually. First game of the day, we had the Celtics and Bucks. Game 1, Bucks ended up winning this game 101-89. Both teams played really, really good defense, but the Celtics offense was very bad. Both Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Marcus Smart struggled significantly, especially Jaylen Brown. The number one thing that most people were talking about this game was Marcus Smart, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, suffered a shoulder injury where he definitely dislocated it, but like the team didn't want to announce that that's what it was, because obviously if it was announced that he dislocated his shoulder and then came back like he did, it wouldn't be a good look. But I mean, it was just a great game from the Bucks. Giannis played great. I mean, his stats, let me say, I mean, shooting 9 for 25 obviously isn't good, but 13 rebounds, 12 assists while playing great defense is definitely a good game. The Celtics forced Giannis to be a playmaker, and it worked for the Bucks. But at the end of the day, if I'm the Celtics and I'm seeing that I only lost by 12 with like my top 3 offensive options and Jalen, Jason, and Marcus all having off games, and you only lose by 12, that's very promising. As much as a loss to suck, the Celtics shot 33% from the field as a team, so obviously they need to improve. Jaylen Brown shot 4 of 13. Marcus Smart shot 3 of 11. Al Horford shot 4 of 11. Tatum shot 6 of 18. Grant Williams shot 2 of 6. Derek White shot 2 of 6. And Peyton Pritchard shot 2 of 8. So to consider that literally all of their offensive players played horrifically and they only lost by 12, it's very promising. Because all it takes is one of those guys I listed having a good game, and there's a good chance that they win.
Yeah, but I think that you're also not including the fact that the Bucks didn't shoot very well. I don't think they shot very well either, and they only won this game by 12.
Yeah, they shot 35% from 3, which is league average, 41% from the field, which is much better than the Celtics. I mean, Grayson Allen shot 4 of 8 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. Connaughton shot 3 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Holiday shot 8 of 20, which isn't bad. Not good, but not bad, but he's also an elite defender. Bobby Portis had 15 and 11, shot 6 of 12 from the field. Brook Lopez shot 3 of 7, but is obviously still a great defender.
If I'm the Bucks here, Mike, my key is Giannis is going to have to find other ways to score. There's no other. There's just.
Well, yeah, I mean, he still put up 24 and not efficient, but
not efficient at all.
It's just
you said it best.
The Celtics are going to force him to be a playmaker, and it just
exactly.
Work this game. It's what's going to happen when literally everyone in the Celtics just decides to forget how to play basketball on offense.
So both teams are going to need someone to step up.
I will say though that this game was one of the worst referee games I've seen in a very, very long time. Scott Foster should not have a job in the NBA as a referee anymore. It's a meme. It's literally a meme of how bad he is at his job.
Yeah, when you know the referee by name, that's
not a good thing. Like what's his name? Like Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez.
Yep.
Absolute baseball legend.
The only referee I know by name in the NFL is Scott Novak, and that's because that's literally the same name as my uncle. Anyways, other game last night was Grizzlies-Warriors Game 1. This one is a lot more closer. The Warriors winning 117-116. Draymond got ejected early. I will say what he did was not necessarily warranted of an ejection.
Or it wasn't great either.
I will say he should have gotten a flagrant 1 in a tech, but he definitely I don't think he should have been ejected.
I don't think the refs were very keen with him the entire
game.
He
no ref is ever keen with Draymond.
He got in Jaw's face earlier in the game and
it's
other
Draymond
stuff.
Green. He said it himself. It's a reputation call, and that's what it is.
And also, if you watch the play, I don't really, but to give Draymond or the refs benefit of the doubt, I don't really know what Draymond was trying to do there.
I think he was putting his hand down and caught him on the jersey, and then went to pick him up. That's what that was. But
it happened really fast.
Yeah. But Jordan Poole had a great game. I think he had around 30. John Jaren both had 30, but it
was not enough.
Obviously wasn't enough. Jaren had a great offensive game, which is something I've been looking to see because he's not played very well offensively this series or kind of this year at all.
How'd Desmond Bain play?
I have no idea. I watched the first half of this game and then the final 2 or so plays.
And they missed a huge. John Morant missed a huge layup to win the game. Rough. Yeah, Poole had 31 points. It's absurd.
Yeah. Desmond Bain shot 3 of 10 from the field. Not good.
Awesome. Great job,
but,
Desmond Bain.
There are 2 games tonight. First game is Heat and 76ers. Game 1. Obviously, for Philly to have a chance, Harden has to stop being passive. Embiid isn't even playing. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. If Embiid,
Harden's going to have to be step
Embiid,
up.
The Heat are probably going to win every game that Embiid doesn't play. But yeah, I mean, Bam should be in line for a very good game tonight, matching up on Paul Reed.
Yeah, exactly. Who?
I don't know who their backup. I really hope it's not DeAndre Jordan because Bam's gonna have a masterclass. Anyways,
Bam's had a couple good games this playoffs too.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Second game, we have the Suns and Mavericks Game 1. I'm very excited about the series. I believe both sides are fully healthy in terms of playoff-wise. I mean, obviously the Mavericks are missing Tim Hardaway, but it doesn't matter because he's been out for a while. But I believe Devin Booker is back. Chris Paul.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, sorry for the coughing and the sniffling. I'm dealing with something. I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, that's kind of all I have for NBA coverage.
Who's your predictions tonight?
Heat and Mavericks. I'm gonna go Mavericks tonight.
Really, Mavericks?
Yeah, I mean the Suns kind of struggled against the Pelicans, and the Mavericks are definitely a better basketball team than the Pelicans.
Then what's your series? We didn't really get a chance to preview this round, so I want to know
series. I'll go Heat because Embiid missing at least game 1 and 2 is going to kill Philly, and I'll go Suns. I think Mavericks are going to. I think it's going to be a 6 to 7 game series between the Suns and Mavericks, and I'm going to have the Suns taking it just because of the depth.
And then what do you feel for the other series?
I think that if Tatum and Jalen can remember how to play offense, that the Celtics are going to win it because again, it's a 12-point loss with every single player on your roster playing horrifically.
Yep.
So, and then for Grizzlies and Warriors obviously. I mean, yeah.
Let's see. They really. If you
Clay hit a big shot down the stretch, but overall he had a
That's what I'm saying.
bad game. Curry wasn't the most efficient.
If you
Draymond got ejected,
Exactly.
and they still won. It
And
was
if
a 1-point win, but still.
And if you watch the first half, they didn't even look like a playoff team in the first half. They were barely keeping up.
Yeah.
All right. Pirtle time.
Podol. Jakob Podol is his name, so we will call it Podol.
Podol it is.
All right, let's see. Let me load this up. First, start like we always do
RJ.
with Rawan Alexander Barrett Jr. Okay, so he's out west.
Man, this really gives us nothing to go off.
We'll go with Harrison Barnes. All right. Okay, that gives us even less. So,
Wow, this is not good.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
a guard.
yeah, it's got to be a guard. So we're looking for a guard that's 6'5", 6'4", and either 22 or 23. So we'll go with Bones Highland. Or wait, no. Are they in? No, they're not Pacific. So we'll go with Nashawn. Or they're gonna have him listed as Bone. I have him listed as Bones.
Yeah.
His first name is Nashawn. So yeah, we have guard 6'2".
No, higher than 6'.
Oh wait, no. He's 6 foot. So he's 6'5", 6'6". So okay. So I didn't think about bigger guard.
Older than 21, younger than 29. He's probably he's 22, I think, or 23.
Is it Booker is older now? Is it Shea? It might be Shea. No, it is not Shea.
Good
But we
guess,
have his
though.
age. We have his age. He's 6 foot. He's 23, 6'4", 6'5".
Did you know Shay's girlfriend goes to U Albany?
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
Sorry, that was a really random fact for you.
What are the other divisions out west? There's
The divisions in basketball aren't relevant anymore, so
no, not really. But I still want to think because
no, we have to. But like, it's hard to like know them off the
Narrow
top of your
it,
head like
yeah.
the NFL ones.
yeah. Yeah, I can't think right now.
Is it someone like on the Warriors or something?
No, because we already went through the Pacific Division. We have Pacific and Northwest, so we need the other 2 divisions, I believe.
There's one more. Or there is. 1 second. Southeast.
Which has what teams?
Hawks, Hornets, Heat,
That is East.
Southwest. Sorry, I can't read. Mavericks, Rockets, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Spurs.
Is it Herb Jones? Big Herb?
Don't you mean your king? Herb
My
Jones?
king. Okay, so yeah, he's in the Southwest
Herbert.
Division. Who is in the Southwest Division?
It's Herb time.
Herb, big time Herb Jones. Who's in the Southwest Division? Go over that one more time.
I'm sorry. I just can't get over the Herb Jones.
Big
title.
time Herb Jones.
All right, Southwest Division, you said?
Yeah.
Mavericks, Rockets, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Spurs.
Grizzlies. So it's I feel like it's. Wait, is it Devin Vassell? Might be Devin Vassell. It is not Devin Vassell.
Not Spurs. So that leaves us with Mavericks, Rockets,
6'5", 23-year-old.
Grizzlies.
Is it Desmond Bain? It's Desmond Bain.
Is it actually?
It's
That's very
Desmond
relevant.
Bain. All right.
All right,
That's all I have in basketball.
let's quickly go over baseball stuff.
You got that.
Of course I got this. Baseball's my thing.
Baseball.
So, it was an action-packed weekend. Somehow the Yankees are on a 9-game winning streak and are first in the AL East and first in the MLB record-wise. But we'll go over the leaders. Like I said, the Yankees leading the AL East at 16-6. Behind them are the Blue Jays, 15-8. Blue Jays and Yankees play tonight at 7:07. Desmond, I highly suggest you watch that game if you're not watching basketball. Highly.
I'll be watching basketball.
Okay, never mind. The Rays are behind them at 12 and 10. We'll move to the AL Central, where the Twins are leading 13 and 9. They've been on a tear, I believe, as of late. Guardians behind them at 10 and 12. The Guardians are like the most interesting team in the league right now.
How? I know they have
because they have like
Jose Ramirez,
yeah, and
right?
like Steven Kwan and all the like they have some really cool players, but they're 10 and 12. The White Sox have been kind of falling off as of late, down to 8 and 13. Angels up to 15 and 8. What an absolute great start to the season for them. I know Mike Trout has been doing Mike Trout things out there.
It's Mike Trout.
Yeah, exactly. The Mariners behind them at 12 and 10. One of our professors would be very happy with that.
Yep.
Move to the NL. Mets still hitting the absolute cover off the baseball right now with a 16 and 7 record.
Had a no-hitter the other day.
Yep, combined no-hitter.
Yep.
No Edwin Diaz closed it out. I was like, that's ironic.
I thought it was going to be good old Ed Luz Diaz. Because his name is Edwin.
I was like, that's ironic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I know a lot of Mets fans dislike Edwin Diaz, but
he's fine.
Yeah, good fastball guy.
He's just not great at times at closing. Did you? The Marlins, are 12-9. I got ahead of myself there. Did you see that ball that Jorge Soler hit the other day?
Yes, I did.
He absolutely smashed one into the the Marlins is a pretty deep stadium. It's indoor too, and he crushed a ball. Next is the Brewers, who are 15 and 8. I believe they're having a really good year, 1 to 9 kind of year, if that makes sense. Like a lot of really good players mixed into their lineup, not kind of like one guy, which is good to see. I know Yelich is still on their team, of course. The Cardinals behind them at 12 and 9. Albert Pujols, still on that team.
Yeah,
I can't believe he's still around. We'll keep going.
That is exactly what I was going to say.
NL West, Dodgers 14 and 7. No surprises there.
Yeah.
So I'd be the type to go on the radio show and be like, man, I'm so excited that the Yankees are the best record in baseball. Honestly, I'm not. I'm scared. They're built for. They look like a short-term success kind of team. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, but I mean, I'll take short-term success over no success.
Exactly, and having these wins right now, I hope will pay off at some point in the season.
I think they will.
And I mean, 16 and 6 is a really, really, really good record to start a season, especially with how wacky their lineup's been. But they just had their first injury of the season, and I think that's what's helping them a lot.
Yeah.
Joey Gallo was their first injury this season. He had to leave the game the other day. We'll go over our stats category, and then we'll send you off. Eric Hosmer is hitting 382 right now, which is absolutely disgusting. Wow. And then Joe Musgrove is leading all of baseball in wins. Actually, he's tied with a bunch of people. Scherzer's in that mix. Logan Gilbert's in that mix. All at 4 wins. Home runs, Anthony Rizzo, my king, 9 home runs.
Yeah, and he had 3 of them from one game.
Yeah, did you see his second one?
No.
His second home run, the only ballpark it would have been a home run in, is Yankee Stadium. He short porched, it was a pop out that just was
Imagine
short porch.
if Mark McGwire played for the Yankees.
Well, I mean, a lot of players have benefited very much from that short porch because it's always been like that.
I'm think about all the guys who've hit Mark McGwire, Canseco, Barry Bonds, all these guys who have a ridiculous amount of home runs.
Yeah.
Imagine if they played in the Yankees.
And think of Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds hit a lot of those home runs in San Francisco, which is one of the hardest stadiums to hit a home run at because not only is it deep, the seats are very small.
Yeah.
Next, RBIs. Jose Ramirez. That's why I said the Guardians are such an interesting team. They have essentially the MVP. Guess who's behind him? Anthony Rizzo, my king. Hits. Manny Machado's leading the league in hits, which is really cool.
I saw a awards prediction. I saw people were predicting him to be the NL MVP.
It could happen, but usually who's good right now does not win MVP.
No,
Spoilers. Unless you're Shohei Ohtani, who's hurt right now.
Yeah.
Corbin Burns is leading the league in strikeouts, which I think is hilarious.
No, what do you mean that's hilarious?
It's just Corbin Burns. I don't know.
Dude,
Scherzer's behind him.
He's really good.
No, he is really good. He's the reason that the Brewers made the.
I'm gonna say I've had him on fantasy the last 3 seasons.
Scherzer's behind him at 42. Well, I know he's really good, but it's just why I say it's hilarious is just it's just Corbin Burns. It's kind of the Brewers are just kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, they're a weird team.
You know what I'm saying? Brewers fans aren't gonna want to hear that, but they're just kind of an irrelevant team. But they have really good players, so we're not bashing them. But besides that, it's been just kind of baseball is chugging along so far. It's mirroring a lot of stuff last year, which that's kind of how baseball is. It doesn't really change much year to year. It's good to see the Angels are really, really good, especially for me, because I want to see Mike Trout win a championship at some point.
Obviously.
But I don't think it's ever going to happen.
Not in the Angels.
All you Yankees fans are probably going to absolutely blast me for this one. I like seeing the Mets win because New York. It's good to see teams from New York winning.
When New York teams are winning, The vibe around the sport is a lot better. It is more entertaining. It is more valuable. It is more marketable.
Exactly.
But a lot of New York teams have been very bad.
I don't hate, especially because I'm a big hockey fan. I don't and I'm not a big Islanders fan. I don't actively hate the Rangers. I like when the Rangers are good because it's really good for hockey and it's really good for the city.
The only New York team that I don't like to see succeed, it's either that I don't like to see succeed, I don't like their fans, or Bills. I love the Bills Mafia, don't get me wrong. I'd love to go to one of their games and tailgate, but
I'm not the biggest fan of Nets fans.
The Nets don't have fans, and they should not be in New York. They should be back in New Jersey where they belong because they are filth.
Wow. You just don't like them because they're bandwagon fans.
I don't like them because they're bandwagon fans and they're a bad team. I don't care if the Knicks didn't make the playoffs. I'd rather not make the playoffs and have a lottery pick than make the playoffs, get swept in the first round, and have no pick and no cap space.
Agreed. Before we leave here, the NL West right now, listen to these records. I forgot to mention this. The Dodgers 14-7. Behind them are the Padres 15-8. Behind them are the Giants 14-8. Behind them are the Rockies 13-9. That is absurd.
Yeah.
That's gonna be like the Atlantic Division in hockey, which we'll get into next episode. So definitely tune in next Wednesday at 2 o'clock, where we're going to give our hockey playoff preview. Desmond's going to be forced to research hockey, even though Desmond hasn't watched a single second of NHL this year. I've got you beat there.
I don't think... Actually, no. I went to a Buffalo Wild Wings, and I saw 5 seconds of an Islanders game before I turned my attention to a Jazz and Mavericks game. So, I've watched 5 seconds of hockey this season.
Okay, my bad. So Desmond will be forced to research hockey as I give you my predictions for the NHL playoffs, which is an absolute toss-up, by the way. But we'll get into that next episode. So for those listening in, thank you. Definitely tune into our Twitter at Sports Report PLT and turn to our YouTube page at The Sports Report with Desmond and Liam, where this episode will be published Wednesday. If you missed our first part of the episode, we had a really good mock breakdown brought to you by Desmond Novak himself.
That's me.
And you could hear me stutter in the middle of the episode.
Yeah, I'll probably cut that out.
Never mind. So yeah, like I said, definitely tune in Wednesday here at 93.9 at 2 o'clock. But besides that, you have a blessed evening, and we look forward to hearing from you coming up.
Have a blessed night. Mute my mic because I have to cough.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening.